So the first move we want to do is called split jacks. It's like jumping jacks, but it's in the sagittal plane, forward and back. So we're going to have the left foot forward, the right arm up, and we're just going to stay on the balls of the feet only. And then we're going to switch back and forth. So what I like to do is I like to time clients for about 30 seconds. So if you don't have a watch or you're not able to look at the clock when you're doing this, not a problem. Just go for about 30 to 60 repetitions, depending on how smooth you're doing with them. So what I mean by that is, when you're first starting this exercise, you might be really heavy on your feet. So you don't want to do that many reps because of course you want to take it easier on your joints. But if you're landing nice and soft, and this is kind of like a sprint in place, then you can of course go for 60 reps, no problem. All right, great. So once we do that one, that's the sagittal plane, we're going to switch to the transverse plane, so the rotational plane. So what we want to do is stand on 12 o'clock and then you're going to open up and step on where 3 o'clock would be on the clock. Step back together and then let's alternate sides, so back on 9 o'clock. So what I mean by that is you're basically, picture yourself standing on a clock flat on the ground. You want to step on the 12. You want to lunge to one side, nice and open to 3 o'clock. You step together and you lunge to 9 o'clock. When you do that, you're forming a right angle. So the foot is pointed out to the side. Good, this foot points forward and then you just switch right back. The nice thing about this is it stretches the inner thighs and it stretches all the muscles around the hips. So when you're doing squats, you're doing lunges, deadlifts, step-ups, whatever it is, you want to make sure that those muscles have been fully stretched, but an active stretch like this, so something more dynamic. And for this, I like to do between 16 and 20 repetitions. So 8 to one side, 8 to the other, or 10 to one side, 10 to the other. All right, so that's great for those. And the last part, so we warmed up the lower body pretty good. We got the core going. Now we want to do hand walkouts. Hand walkouts are great for the core and also the shoulders. So what I'm gonna have Sarah do is put her hands flat on the ground. You're gonna walk your hands out, so feeling your abs engaged. Don't let the hips drop. That's the most important part because you don't want to arch the back. Now walk the hands back, keeping your hands in contact with the ground the whole time. A lot of people, what happens is they just get on their fingertips and it's overstretching the smaller muscles and smaller joints. So what we're having Sarah do right here is engage her core and shoulders when she's all the way out, and that's the hard part. And when she comes back, she gets this great stretch through her glutes, hamstrings, and calves. So we're doing a lot of different things during our dynamic warm-up. We're stretching and we're also warming the muscles up nice and safely. So what I would say is once you feel pretty good with your hands underneath your shoulders, walk out a little further. So the further out you go past your shoulders, the harder it is on your core and abs, exactly, because you create this long lever with your body. And then walk back slowly. Good. Let's do one more. And you always want to keep your fingers really spread wide. The closer they are together, the more pressure on the wrist. The wider they are, the less pressure on the wrist. So you're gonna come on back, and we usually do about 8 to 10 of these.
And you're gonna start by just pulling one knee into your chest and then the other knee into the chest. And so you want to have some loud music going while you're doing this just to get you a little bit more in the mood, okay? You'll do this 8 times. We're gonna do 3, yes, and 2, excellent, and 1, each side, and then she's gonna cross over and cross over. Nice job. Doing this 8 times, really pulling your abdominals in and up. Obviously, you can speed it up if you'd like to. Beautiful, another 3, good, and 2, excellent, and 1, and stop. Bringing your hands down on the mat, stepping your feet back for me for a mountain climber. Shoulders over the wrists, nice job. Keeping your bum nice and low. Good for 5, 4, excellent, 3, good, 2, and now you're gonna speed it up, right? So you're gonna double time that time that you just did for 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Bringing your right foot forward in between your hands and then coming up in a lunge position, bringing your back knee in, yes, good, and 6, beautiful, 5, yes, still zipping those abdominals in and up, good, 3, 2, 1, go a little quicker, and 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, beautiful, 2, and 1, back into mountain climber, the quick one, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, you step your other foot forward for the slow lunging leg lift, and come in, 8, pulling those abdominals strongly in and up, 7, good, 6, keeping your legs hip distance apart here, and 3, 2, 1, and then you're gonna go a little quicker, doubling time it here. Yes, good, beautiful. Zip those abs. Stand up nice and tall in the back. Yes, and 3, 2, 1, and stop and come to the front.
I'm gonna have you lie all the way down. This is a whole bridge series. The reason why bridges are so popular are because they work. They're really great for your butt. So we're gonna start off with a very basic bridge just to get the hang of it. The important thing about doing a bridge Pilates style is to make sure you get that imprint, that you push your lower back down into the mat before you lift up. You'll actually find you get a better glute connection, and we all want tighter, higher, smaller on our glutes, right? So we're just lifting up and down. We're gonna do just 4 of these just to get ready. The rib cage is in, the abs are in, and you want those knees to reach long off the toes. Then we're gonna come up onto the ball of the feet. High half toe position, we call it in Pilates, ribs in, extend those knees. This definitely increases the work. You're gonna feel this in your calves, but you're gonna feel it more in your tush too, because you have to lift higher. We're gonna do 2 more. And 1 more time. Come all the way down. Now, one leg is gonna lift. You're gonna come up on this heel, and we're gonna do a single leg circle in the air. So now those obliques are helping, rib cage is in. You're gonna get tired, your butt's gonna drop. Make sure you keep your tush up. Reverse, go the other way. Yes, good, nice and big. Keep that rib connection. So you're gonna feel shaky in the torso. You wanna pull those abs in. The bigger your circle, the more the challenge. 1 more. And then let that foot come over here. We're gonna go into pretzel lifts. So drop down, exhale, lift up. Good. Try to keep that pelvis square to the floor. So you're gonna wanna rotate, but keeping that pelvis square means you're using obliques. Get as much height as you possibly can. Give me 2 more here. 1 more time. Let this foot come down, and we're gonna do leg circle on the other side. So you're gonna lift up nice and strong and circle out and around. Looks great. Abs are in, make sure you're working in that hip, and you're keeping your torso nice and quiet. Reverse and go the other way. Abs in. Good, no wiggling butts. 1 more circle. Bend it over into that pretzel. Good, and then lift up and squeeze here. Good, ribs in. So this exercise is Sarah's nemesis because she's a little tight in her hips. So when you're coming up, you want to think a steady hip and push that knee out. And we're gonna do 1 more time coming up. Come all the way down and relax.
We're going to go into swimming.
Okay, so you want to reach your arms very long.
And you're going to reach your right arm up and your left leg, okay? Your goal is to keep that chest as high as you can, keeping the eyes forward. Now switch. Very good. And switch. And 1 more time. All right, we're going to go swimming really fast. So keep those eyes forward, and we're just going to go and race away from the shark. Keep going, swim, swim, swim. Go ahead and pulse those arms, pulse the legs, just breathe. Inhale through your nose, exhale through your mouth. Give me 8 more. 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Hold and bring it down. Very good. Inhale through your nose, exhale through your mouth. Bring it back into child's pose. All the way back. Inhale and exhale.
4 exercises for the arms to do today. The first one is a falling push-up. You're going to literally fall down onto the mat, go into a push-up position, lead with your butt to get back up. We're going to do 10 of those. You ready? Here we go. Lead with the butt to get back up. Come up with those hands. Fall, catch yourself, and lead and come back up. Keep those abs in. Keep the hands close to the body. These get going pretty fast. It'll raise your heart rate as well. Try to go up by the shoulder height so you're falling. Keep those abs in. 3 more. 2 more. 1 more time. Out, press, push, and bring it up. We're gonna do some side lying work now, working from the floor. You're gonna lie on your side, bend your elbows, Inhale to get ready. On the exhale, the hand is nice and flat, and you're gonna push yourself up and then lower down. Push yourself up and then lower down. Your other hand on the mat is gonna be moving back and forth a little bit, coming up and lift. 3 more on this side. 2 and 1. And then we'll flip around and do the other side. Knees are bent, long arm on the mat, other hand nice and flat on the floor. Pull up, lower down, pull up and lower down. Really dig with the heel of the hand as you're lifting up and down. So the heel of this hand is doing a lot of work. 3 more. 2. 1 more. And then from here, we're going to take onto our hands and we'll do tricep dips. Hands are back, fingertips pointing towards your toes. You're going to lift yourself up in the air, gently touch your tush, lifting and lowering. You want to get a good number of these in, so do them really fast, pumping up and down. 5, 4, 3, 2, and 1. From here, sit forward, legs together, a little bit open. Bring the hands underneath your legs really strong. Lean back, so we're getting a little bit of ab work too. And then what I want you to do is pull on your thighs as strongly as you can. That's going to engage your biceps. And pull nice and strong. And relax. Doesn't look like I'm doing a lot here, but this is something where you have a lot of control over how hard you're working. So the harder you pull into your thigh bone, the more that bicep muscle is gonna fire. And you will see the results. We're gonna do 4 and 3, 2, and 1. Nice and strong.
So whenever you do a step up, this is really important. The ankle, knee, and hip are on alignment. No one's knee really flies out, but typically people's knees collapse in, and then this creates that knee pain right here. A lot of people get that knee pain and they always come in and say, I have knee problems. Well, what it is poor alignment, and then it's exacerbated when you do an exercise and don't keep things in alignment. So when you're thinking about this, if you have a mirror, try to line these up. So what we're gonna do first is keep the arms back, and then as Sarah jumps up, she's gonna raise her arms and then back down. So this foot literally comes off the box. I'm gonna put my foot on the boxes just so Sarah can jump. And when you land, you wanna keep your back foot pretty close to the boxes. So you can jump up as high as you can, so a little higher. There we go. The higher you jump, the more of a metabolic spike you're gonna get. And the reason is, you have to accelerate and then you come down and decelerate. Now a lot of people just like to run really fast, but it's actually the deceleration which helps strengthen your muscles as well. You don't always want to just do exercises where you're running, and you want to do exercises where you're landing, and then you have to absorb all that force. So that was great, and then we can switch sides. So when you're doing one leg at a time, I like to do about 15 to 20 reps per leg, because again, we're not doing heavy weights, we're really doing a body weight exercise that's getting the heart rate cranking, and it's working your legs at the same time. So you work your calves, you work your quads, you work your hamstrings, you work your glutes, and even your core. So it really is, it's a great exercise for toning the legs and working the legs, but also for getting the heart rate cranking. Let's keep it there. So the next one we're gonna do, so that's step 1, that's level 1. Master that, feel comfortable, jump up nice and high, meaning like 4 to 6 inches off the box, absorb back down. Now the next one we do is you put one leg up, and as you jump up, you switch legs in midair. So this is Sarah's first time literally trying this exercise. That's perfect, that's what you want to do. And as you get more comfortable, and again, Sarah's first time doing this as well, she's keeping the knee in alignment and all of that. If I had Sarah doing this for 3-4 weeks, you'd see by the 4th week, she's jumping pretty high up in the air, absorbing back down, not letting your feet hit really hard. Because when your feet hit really hard, all that shock absorption goes right through your body, really into your hips and lower back, but it can stop in your knees, and it's just not a good scene. All right, nice work, that's great. Let's have you lie right down on your back. Okay, slide a little bit forward. Great. Your feet are pulled in pretty much to your hips, so that's a good position right there. What I'm going to have you do next is put your hands right to your temples, and you're going to crunch so that your chest starts to come up towards your legs. So it's a crunch, it's not a full sit-up. And this is the first exercise that Brittany does in her ab routine. What I want you to do is crunch up fairly quick, hold and pause for a second, come down slow. Don't let your head and shoulders touch the ground, crunch right back up. So now with this method, you're not gonna be able to do quite as many, but you're gonna have much more of an effect on your abs. You're gonna get much better results. Now the next exercise we're gonna do is a side crunch. So we're gonna drop the legs to one side. Good, just like that. We'll pull your knees up slightly. Good, hands back to the temples. Okay, now we're using the whole abdominal area, but let's concentrate on the right side. And I want you to crunch straight up. Good, and looking up again towards the ceiling, so we're not crunching up. So it's a little smaller range of motion, that's great right there, nice work. And you still crunch up, you pause for a second, and you come down slow. The reason we pause for a second is so that there's no momentum, so that we're really engaging those ab and oblique muscles and not letting you just bounce from the floor back up. That's where a lot of people make the mistake, is that they don't fully engage the abs, they don't get as much benefit. Good, big squeeze back up. All right, now let's switch sides. So we'll do 25 to each side. Good, looking up towards the ceiling. Nice work, good. Now I want you to pull both knees up, kind of like a shelf. So you have a little tabletop here. We're gonna drive one knee into your chest and stomach as one leg comes out. I want you to put both hands to the temples, and now your right elbow is gonna come to the inside of your left knee. You're gonna crunch up, good, and now transition. This leg comes out, that leg comes back in. And we want is, what you're doing right now is you're rocking side to side. I actually want you to crunch up and bring your elbow in. So let's bring the elbows in a little closer to your body. Good, nice work. And stretch that leg out nice and straight. That's gonna make it a little more difficult than pointing it up. Good, so let's slow it down a lot. Let's crunch up, good, come back down slow, and then crunch way up, good, and back down slow without letting the head and shoulders touch the mat. This is gonna make the abs work a lot harder. You'll probably be able to do half of what you could do before if you were just rocking side to side. Now, if you're rocking, you're not really working those abdominal muscles quite as much. So Brittany will also do about 50 reps of this exercise, the bicycle crunch. Now let's switch to the last exercise. So the fourth exercise we're gonna do is called hip thrusts, sometimes called leg raises. So let's have you put your hands flat on the mat. Good. Both legs up straight above your hips. And what I want you to do now is drive your heels straight up to the ceiling. So keep your abs engaged, push up nice and hard and high, and then work on coming down slow. So push up high, come down slow. Good, as high as you can go, and then down slow. Keep pushing. Good, great work. So using these right now to tone the entire abdominal wall, the transverse abdominis, the obliques, but you're also working to really strengthen the lower abs as well, because the lower abs during some exercises can be a little bit more targeted, even though you're hitting all your abdominal muscles. Good, right back up. Good, one more. Big push, nice work, good. So you're gonna use these 4 exercises, about 50 reps for each, except for the last one, that's gonna be a little bit less. All right, so we're gonna have Sarah get down now in a push-up position because she is advanced. Now, we could just use these steps if we wanted to incline it, but we're gonna make this a little bit more challenging for her. She's gonna keep her abs in tight, and then I want her to show you how she brings her front leg off the ground. Good, and that front foot and knee doesn't touch. All right, so 20 seconds today we're gonna do. So let's crank right now for 20 seconds. So basically, this is an all-out effort. When you're doing a fat-burning exercise, you don't want to pace yourself. It has to be at least 90% of your max. So if you're not cranking, it's not an interval. You're just basically, going through an exercise. So she's going to crank right now for another 3 seconds, and that's it. So that's our 20 seconds. Now, right away, she's going to touch the floor and then jump up now for 20 seconds. So if there's any time in between, I kind of just negate that, I take it off, and I make her still go for the full 20. What I'm going to recommend is that you face a clock or you have a timer so that you know how long you're going for. And that's going to keep you honest. You're going to have something beeping to let you know to switch, or you're just going to keep going like that. And that is 20 seconds. Nice work.